Hello everyone, I am Deepika and today we're going to do the fun they had. It is our first chapter in the ninth standard NCERT book. So let's get started. Before anything, I want you to focus on the heading of our chapter. It says the fun they had. Now the chapter's heading in itself is telling us that it is referring to a time in the past. But where exactly is this time? Like what past basically are we talking about? So we'll figure that out. Before that, there are two important characters in the chapter. First is your Margie, who's 11 years old, and the second one is Tommy, who's 13 years old. And this book, which you see in this picture, it plays a very important character in the entire chapter. So let's figure out how. It says here, it says, let me just rub it a little so that you can see it clearly. On the page headed 17 May 2157, she wrote, "Today Tommy found a real book. Just the way I told you, according to them, this is your real book." So how is it real book? For us, it's a normal book. Why are they calling it a real book? Let's figure it out ahead in the next slide. They turned the pages. They is referring to Margie and Tommy. I am going to make the chapter very clear to you, so stick around and just listen to everything which I'm saying very carefully, okay? They turned the pages which were yellow and crinkly, and it was awfully funny to read words that stood still instead of moving the way they were supposed to on a screen. Now, they found a book and this is something like this it looks, okay? It has got yellow pages, it is crinkly because it is very old. Okay, it doesn't have fresh pages or it doesn't have a fresh smell, but it is yellowish in color and it has got crinkly papers. Crinkly means not really smooth. It has got probably some lines, some pages are folded. So it doesn't look new from any angle. Why? Because just the way in the chapter it's been mentioned, it belongs to his grandfather's grandfather. Probably that's how he is referring it to. So basically, it's a very, very old book. It was awfully funny to read words that stood still instead of moving the way they were supposed to on a screen. Now, you're reading this particular chapter on YouTube. You know how it works. You know how technology works. Our mobile phones, our laptops, computer, television, all of them have got things moving on them, right? Like for example, if you write any alphabet, if it's printed on a book's page, if it's printed this way, it's going to be like this for as many years as you can count. So basically it will not change. It will be just the same if you see it today, tomorrow or day after or whenever, right? But it's not the case with your laptops, mobile phones or your computer, television. If you want to rub something, you can rub it. If you want to type something, you can type it, right? So they do move, but it's not the matter with the printed book. It is altogether different. Once something is printed on a sheet of paper, it is never going to change. It is just going to remain the same. So they find it awfully funny because they're not used to seeing such kinds of book. And it is very different from the book, the kind of book they study from, because probably they study from now when they say stood still instead of moving, so we can figure that out. They're studying from a screen, probably a computer screen or a laptop screen, but not, of course, from this real book. Next is your Tommy is saying something to Margie. What a waste. He says, what a waste. When you are through with the book, this real book, you just throw it away, I guess. Our television screen must have had a million books on it, and it's good for plenty more. I would not throw it away. So he's saying it's such a waste to have such kind of book which you just go through, which once you're finished reading that book, you're just not going to throw it away because it's of no use to you. You have read it and it's done. The work is done, right? And according to him, a television screen is much more important and he will never throw it away. Why? Because it has so many books in it and it has a lot of space for plenty more to get added to it. Okay. Now, I want to explain this thing to you. Schools of the future. See, even I'm sure you all know that the kind of schools that we have in our country now, or probably the good big schools everywhere in the world now, they aren't using this really conventional way of teaching with a chalk or a marker, right, on the board. They are using things are changing in educational field. Now there are smart boards, there are variety of activities taking place in a classroom for students to make things understand in a better way, right? So probably this can be the future of the upcoming schools probably 10 years, 20 years, 30 years down the line, right? We do not know. But let's just see how exactly it can be like. It can have virtual classes, just the way you are studying this chapter on YouTube from the comfort of your home, or probably wherever you are, you're comfortable according to your convenience. You've opened the YouTube channel and you're watching it, right? So virtual classes are almost just the same, that you are according to your convenience, according to your convenient time, you sit with a in front of a screen and you start studying. Moving e-text, just the way these kids, Tommy and Margie, making fun of a real book, you can figure out what kind of book they're studying from. So they're studying from e-books, right? E-textbooks. So the words are moving all the time. Nothing is constant on the screen, as in you can remove it, you can delete it, backspace, etc. Learning through computers. So even these days also we do take help of internet. We do rely on our computers to study, but we're not entirely relying upon it. We do go to school. You all have your friends there. You interact with your teachers. You've got a lot of activities which you do in your school, right? So you're not entirely dependent on computers or laptops to study from. Robotic teacher. Of course, this you would all know. Who are you taught by? Of course, your human teachers. But here probably Margie and Tommy are taught by a robotic teacher. Next is your question which Margie asked, and she asked, what is this book about? This real book that Tommy has in his hand, what is it about? Tommy says that it's about school. Now, when he says that it's about school, Margie is very disappointed because she wasn't expecting someone to write on a topic called school. Because according to her, it's very monotonous, it's very boring. There is nothing so interesting about school to write. So here in this picture, I want you to focus on this one lady. This is Margie's mother. She's called this Conti Inspector. Conti Inspector is someone who's come with a bag because he's come to fix this virtual teacher. This is the virtual teacher or your mechanical teacher. Okay, and this is your girl Margie with a very sad face because she does not enjoy her school and she's expecting this Conti Inspector to take the mechanical teacher away from her forever or probably for some more time. But that doesn't happen because this Conti Inspector fixes the computer in like an hour or so and he comes back with it, which disappoints Margie even more. So here is a little description of this man standing here called Conti Inspector. The question can be This question can be asked in like 2-3 marks to describe this character. Okay. He was a little round man with a red face and a whole box of tools with dials and wires. He has got a bag. Why? Because he's got dials and wires, and he's got dials and wires for fixing these virtual teachers. He smiled at Margie and gave her an apple, took the teacher apart. She's obviously expecting him to keep the teacher for a longer period of time with him because she's really praying that he should not know how to fix this teacher. But unfortunately he does, and he brings it back after an hour. So this is what is written here, and it says in the end that from here, we'll read from here. Large back and ugly. This is the description of her mechanical teacher. So it shows how much she hates a mechanical teacher. She abhors, she just hates getting taught by this mechanical teacher. All the lessons were shown and the question were asked. That wasn't bad. So it's telling you this mechanical teacher which you see on the screen, it showed her questions, showed her the lessons, but that was not all that bad, but the worst part was the part Margie hated most was the slot where she had to put homework and the test papers. So basically, she's as human as you all are, as much a kid as you all are. She also, just like all of you all, hated the test papers and the homework, right? You really don't enjoy it much. So similarly, she did not also enjoy it much. Next is that they had a teacher. It was a human. So now here Tommy is telling Margie how the schools that they are studying in is so much different from the kinds of school which existed way before. Like in our time, you all have a school, you all have get up early in the morning, you reach school at a fixed time, you've got your morning assembly, then you've got your classes, you've got your play periods, you've got your lunch periods, you've got your breaks, you've got so many things, activities taking place in your school, right? So it's not monotonous in a way because you've got your teacher to interact with, you've got so many teachers coming. It's not like one computer screen teaching you the entire day. You've got different teachers coming to your classrooms to teach you. There are different people in your class. You know, it consists of probably 20 to 30 students. You've got so many people to interact with. There's so many things that you learn from your friends. So it's altogether a different scenario than Margie's school. Of course, you sit in a room in front of a computer teacher, you are bound to get bored. You are obviously going to get bored, right? There is nothing interesting happening. There is no interaction happening. There is nothing. You have to just look at the screen. You have to learn your lesson. You have to type down the question, etc., etc. But in school, you interact. You take part in activities. You take part in debates. You have quizzes happening. You've got so much competitions coming up in your school. So these are very important things. So it's not just the studies that you go to school for. There's so many other things which are taking place, right? It's called latent learning, which is not explicit, but it is implicit, as in you're learning so many more things in school than just your subject knowledge. You're gaining so many more things from there. So this is what Tommy tells Margie, that it wasn't a stranger coming to your school. That human teacher did not come to our home. That human teacher basically will not come to your home to teach you, but you will go to a building and it's called school building, right? So he's explaining to her how it was all different. The students from neighborhood would come together and they'll be in the school yard. They will sit together, they'll discuss their homework together. Once the school is over, they'll walk back home together, just the way I'm sure you all do with your friends. Once the bell has rung, the last period bell has rung, you are like running towards your buses because you rush to go back to your home. So it's all very interesting. You've got people to interact with and etc. But here it's not like that, probably, which is why Margie did not really like her school. So this is the difference which clearly I've put here. On the left hand side, you can see Margie's school. On the right hand side, you've got your own school, the kinds of school that you go to. Mechanical teacher, but you have your human teacher. Margie did not have any fellow friends, but you've got your classmates. You've got people to discuss your problems with. You've got your people to discuss homework with or share your lunch boxes with, right? School is in a room inside the house, but you've got your school building. It's not in your house, inside your house, but you go to a school building to attend classes. They study from ebooks, but you, on the other hand, use real books, your books, printed books, right? So this is all about the chapter. I hope you've understood it well, and if you have any query, kindly let me know. Before that, before I finish the video, let's just quickly go through two important questions from the chapter. Can a mechanical teacher replace a human teacher? Give reason for your answer. So if you think yes, then you have to write the points as to why you think yes and give valid reasons for your answer. And if not, then you have to of course write why do you not think a mechanical teacher can be a cannot replace a human teacher. If you ask me personally, for example, if I have to ask this question, if I have to answer this question, I'll very straightforwardly write, yes, I do not think a human teacher can ever be replaced, because if a mechanical teacher teaches us, it's not going to be interesting. There's not going to be any emotion or interaction, no activities taking place, there'll be no healthy competition existing among students. So all these points I would like to elaborate on. So basically, when such questions are asked where they're saying give reason for your answer, they're not asking telling you the summary of the chapter. Rather, they're asking you, what do you think? You have read the chapter, you've understood the chapter. Now, what do you think you want according to yourself? Do you want a mechanical teacher or do you want a human teacher? If you want a human teacher, then why do you want a human teacher? Or if you want a mechanical teacher, then why do you want a mechanical teacher? Next, our second question is, what do you think is better, your school or Margie's school? So these two questions, if you see, they both are very similar, right? You need to know the ideas which are existing in the chapter. Once you're very clear about the ideas, then you can form your answer very easily. You really don't have to think a lot. You can very easily write, if you think your school is better than Margie's, if yes, then you have to write points for your yes answer. If no, then you have to write points for your no answer. If, for example, if I have to say, yes, Margie's school is better because I can attend classes from the convenience of my own home. I can go anytime to other room and study. I don't have to really go early, get up early in the morning, get dressed up and then get ready for school and leave. I can have food at whatever time while watching my virtual classes. You've got your robotic teacher, so there's not a lot of interaction if you do not like to interact a lot with your teacher. So you've got your own, you can defend your answer giving points from your own perspective. You really do not have to, think a lot about it. Whatever you think, the question is asking you that very thing. What do you think should be your answer, right? Whatever is there in your head, you can just pour it down on the sheet. Is that clear? I hope I made the chapter clear to you. If at all you have any problems with any of the things in the chapter, kindly mention it in the comments below. I will certainly go through your comments and try and rectify your problems for sure. Thank you very much for watching the video, and if you liked the video, kindly subscribe to my channel, like the video and share it. Much love to you. I'll see you soon with my next video with a bang. Thank you.